cheese on broccoli. Like, it's not healthy anymore when you put all that cheese on it. Good afternoon, my goaties. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Latrice Aaliyah, and if you are new, welcome to the golden family. And in today's video, as you read by the title, I am no longer vegan. But before we get into today's video, I want to just give a backstory as far as what led me to be vegan and why I'm no longer vegan. So backstory, growing up, my childhood, we ate meat. My family, our household, we ate meat, we ate dairy, we ate everything that came from an animal. Well, not everything, like, let's just be honest, because I'm not eating chitlins or pig feet or back fat or whatever else that comes from like disgusting pigs. I might live in the South, but I'm not from the South, so that's that. So speaking of that, so when I was a sophomore in high school, my mom moved us down to the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and it was culturally different from being from Syracuse, New York. So it was just a lot of things that was just different here, and in particular that really kind of traumatized me the most was the school lunches. The food was so disgusting, and the ground beef, everything looked disgusting to me, like taco day, pizza day, hamburger day, mashed potatoes and gravy day. Like, it just looked completely disgusting. About a year later, that's when I decided to just stop eating beef. I was like, the only time I'm gonna be eating beef is when I want to be bougie and eat some steak and potatoes or something like that, or salmon and steak, something really pretty bougie at my age of 17. But I just like, yeah, I'm not eating beef. And once I stopped having beef in my diet on a regular, steak and all that other stuff, I didn't want it, basically. So more year of college, so this is like 2012, 2013-ish time. I was dating a guy. So anyways, he was vegan. Really inspiring to see, like, a black man, a young black man, a 20-year-old, really taking his diet serious and what he put into his body, and it was really inspiring me to kind of want to do the same thing. And at this point, I was still consuming pork and chicken and fish and dairy and all that stuff, but it was just truly inspiring to kind of see that lifestyle. And he was sending me all types of links to videos on YouTube, and even I think on Netflix was the What the Health, I think that had just came out, or something very similar to something like that. And it really inspired me to, like, really take my health very seriously as far as what I put into my body. I gave up pork shortly after I stopped, talking to this guy, and I was like, yeah, pigs are disgusting. They literally eat anything in front of them, whether it's rats, whether it's garbage, whether it's other pigs, like if they're super hungry, like they really eat literally everything in front of them. And the saying, you are what you eat. So upon doing that research, I said, yeah, I'm just gonna give up pork. But I could not find myself to completely give up seafood and chicken and dairy. So I want to say a few months have gone by since I've given up pork completely. That's when I decided to go vegetarian. But I had a very strong addiction to, like, Sprite and green tea, which isn't that bad for you, but it was like the Arizona green tea. And I had a very addiction to, like, ginger ale and cinnamon rolls and donuts and chips and cookies and cakes. And still to this day, like, still to this day, I still love my sweets and my junk food. Like, I don't think I would ever stop eating that, honestly. Like, yes, there's other healthier options, but that's just me, that's just who I am. I don't think I would ever stop eating junk food. I could monitor my junk food, but I don't think I'm gonna stop. So yeah, I decided to just go vegetarian because I was still eating eggs and I was still eating dairy. Before I went vegetarian and was on a super workout journey, I was probably like 120, 118, but I think I dropped down to like 115-ish at that time. So I stopped going to the gym, and then my mom made some fried chicken, and then that was that. I stopped eating I stopped being a vegetarian. So that lasted for only about 2 to 3 months. I was consistent very much, but I felt good, but I don't know. I think I was just dropping too much weight, and like I said, I was a college student at the time. I just had a lot on my plate with managing a lot of papers and studying and going to work, and then the lifestyle of being a vegetarian or a vegan in your early 20s is very stressful in a sense, because while your friends are eating like, you know, Cheesecake Factory and Chick-fil-A, is like you eating an apple. And you're like 21 years old, and I, you know, now I'm legal to drink and I want to go out to party, and you can't just be eating an apple before you go to the clubs. You have to have something to soak up that grease, that alcohol. You need something greasy to soak that all up. So I just felt like at the time my lifestyle just wasn't fit for me to be that, just because I was super young and I didn't have a spiritual awakening at the time. So I was just really young and just wanted to do what young people do, which was, you know, I wanted to go to Cookout and get a milkshake. I wanted to eat Bojangles to get a 3-piece wing dinner, like, you know. So it didn't last. So I'm going to fast forward into what led me up into my vegan journey for the second time. So in 2018, I still was not eating beef or pork. I completely omitted that out of my diet. I was not going back to eating a pig or a cow. That's just not me. But in 2018, I was eating chicken and, you know, dairy. I did some research and I was like, okay, before I go to a dermatologist, let me just change up my diet just a little bit more. Let me tweak it up. Like I already don't eat red meat, so let me just refine it and get rid of eating dairy. So that's what I did. I gave up eating dairy, and I noticed a difference a little bit, and this was like August 2018. So I told myself that around November 2018, Thanksgiving time, that I will go ahead and start eating cheese again, because that has been my addiction. It wasn't like I was drinking a glass of milk every night. It was more so eating ice cream, eating cheese. I had had cheese crackers, I had cheese in my eggs, I had cheese on my fries, I had cheese on my burgers. I had to have cheese on everything in order for the meal to taste good, especially cheese on my broccoli. Like, who put cheese on broccoli? Like, it's not healthy anymore when you put all that cheese on it. But that's another story for another day. So yeah, I could not go without cheese. So when those 3 months has went by and now we're on Thanksgiving Day, the macaroni and cheese, I could not eat it. I literally wanted to throw up. The sight of it, the smell of it, it just made me nauseous. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. Dairy is done. We don't need her. Goodbye. Adios. See you in another lifetime, but not this one. So now I'm going to fast forward to another year. So around August 2019, I did another green smoothie challenge like I did the previous year, and I felt a difference. And at this point, I'm well into my spiritual journey, so I knew that in order for me to really increase my intuition or to open up my third eye after doing research, that you might have to stop eating animal products, which for me was chicken and seafood, or bird and seafood. And I wasn't quite ready at it in August, but I just had it in the back of my mind. I was like, I really want to increase my intuition. Food that comes literally from the ground to earth. Like, you need to eat more of a, you know, that diet in order for it to work. I'm not saying it's not gonna work if you are non-vegan, but you might heighten your chances to have your third eye completely open. But you know, I don't want to get too spiritual, because I am going to be making some videos in the future on my spiritual journey as well. Just stay tuned for that. But yeah, so when October of last year comes around, I decided to just stop eating chicken and seafood. So this was a couple of days before Halloween. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I just don't want it anymore. So this past year been really up and down kind of thing, because I did feel a lot better. I was using, you know, the restroom a lot regularly than I wasn't feeling bloated or constipated like I have been in the past because of the meat that just sits right there. My skin was breaking out a lot more. I don't know if because my body was getting used to all of these changes of not having meat, but that's just kind of like some of the side effects, I guess, of starting a plant-based diet or eating more of a whole food diet of vegetables and fruits. And yeah, I felt like I did slim up a little bit, especially like in my midsection region. But I did get pretty lazy into earlier this year, like right around the pandemic time. I just gotten a little bit more lazy. I was eating a lot more carbs, eating junk food, just, you know, I made homemade banana nut bread like 4 times in the month of April. That's how bad it has gotten, because I just couldn't fathom like what the world was going in, the state of the world, and if this virus is going to get to me. Like, I am an essential worker, so I had to go to work every single day, and I was just really eating my feelings away essentially. But I paid for it, so I started to gain a little bit of weight. I started to feel a little bit more sluggish. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna be vegan, I need to be a healthy vegan versus eating a lot of unnecessary carbs and junk food. And like I don't know if I stated, but in 2013 when I first went vegetarian, there wasn't as many options as far as now. When you go to Whole Foods, when you go to Target, when you go to Walmart, when you go to Trader Joe's, whatever grocery store that's in your area, I guarantee there's going to be a plant-based or a vegan aisle, whether it's frozen aisle or section in the frozen section, whether it's going to be like where it says chips or, you know, snacks or something, it's going to say plant-based vegan. So I have so many options now to get vegan snacks and food. So too much of anything isn't good for you in a nutshell. So I was just heavily relying so much on like carbs, like rice and beans and noodles. As far as like, I got really, once I became vegan, I got really into eating a lot of Asian cuisine, which in my past, before being vegan, I never really ate that much Asian food, outside of eating like Chinese food. Like, that was about it. But I really got into eating pho and Thai and Vietnamese and stuff that is really like a broth and noodles and vegetables. I got really into that. So that's, you know, the rice noodles, that's a little carbs and stuff like that. So I got really into it, even though all of that stuff is still pretty healthy and pretty good for you and is very well balanced. But I just rely so much on like the mock meat version of things versus cooking a lot more food, which I've always have, and I still to this day I still cook a lot of food. Like, I'll put some of the pictures up here on the screen somewhere where you can see some of the meals that I have cooked throughout the years since I've been vegan. So there's nothing wrong. Like, I love cooking. I love how being vegan got me so creative in the kitchen in particular, and I'm grateful for that. Like, it really pushed my limits on how I can make vegetables taste really good and delicious, and have some of the mushrooms taste very meat like. It's very hard to do that, but with the right technique and with a couple of good recipes online or here on YouTube and stuff like that. I follow Tabitha Brown, I follow Rachel Alma, and she's in British. It's another British guy named Guys. Like, they have great videos on YouTube that got me through this past year of figuring, oh yeah, and sweet potato soul. She's also another good, and the Chic Natural has great recipes. So I rely heavily on people that's in the vegan community or on the YouTube community to see some of their ideas. And I like seeing like what they eat in a day or what they eat in a week or their grocery shopping. I like seeing that. So it did get me through a lot. Like, if I have so many options, my nails, I started to notice them starting to split and started to get really thin. And once I done research, it was saying your nails may get thin because it might not have enough iron. You might not have enough iron or protein in your diet. So I did take note of that looking as healthy, and I was like, maybe if I started getting protein back into my diet, and then maybe my nails would get back healthy and strong, because they were before I went vegan, and this is not normal. And I have not spoken to a doctor about it yet. I do have on press-ons, but I've only been wearing press-ons for 2 months, filling in these empty calories basically, because I'm hungry. So when I'm hungry, I just get a vegan burger, or I would just go ahead and eat, some chips or some cookies. So I'm not filling my body up with the healthy amounts of food, and that's on me. Like, to be completely honest, I know there's people that's 100% vegan and they able to get full off of just the fruits and vegetables that they're eating. But for me in particular, I don't know. Like I said, I was eating my feelings away during this pandemic, and the gyms wasn't open, so it was really, really hard for me to really stay on a consistent healthy diet, healthy lifestyle. I ate a banana for a snack, but I want something more. I'm still hungry, so I'm gonna eat. I'm still hungry, I'm gonna eat. And that was my issues. Like, I felt like I was starving myself, and that's something I do not want to feel. Like, I do not want to have that kind of relationship with food where I'm feeling like I'm eating, but I'm not getting enough nutrients in my body. And yes, I do take supplements and vitamins, but you don't want to have to rely so heavily on those things as well. You want to make sure you're eating a well-balanced diet before you start to have all these other supplements into your diet. So about 2 months ago, that's when I decided to go ahead and eat seafood again. In particular, more so just salmon. Has to be wild caught. Like, that's pretty much what I eat. Or it's like Alaskan cod. I feel such a difference. I feel like I am a lot lighter. I'm getting full a lot faster, and I'm staying full for a very much longer time. I feel like my nails has gotten stronger. My hair feels like it's gotten more thicker or stronger or something like that. My skin feels more clear and glowy. Like, I feel like I am losing weight in my midsection, not only because I'm back in the gym, but I just feel like because I'm staying full for a longer time, I'm not just eating late at night or eating these chips to get full in a nutshell. So I will say that being vegan has a lot of its benefits, but it also has some side effects if you are not careful and mindful of the things that you put into your body. So I want to just go ahead and say that I am 90% vegan. Don't get me wrong. Most of my meals are vegan meals. That 10% of my meals that I eat seafood or 3 times out the month. So it's very rarely. It's just when I need some extra protein in my diet, which is like once a week. That's when I will eat salmon. Let me say that again. I am 90% vegan and 10% pescetarian. So I still consider myself vegan. That's it. I'm not eating any eggs. I'm not eating any dairy. I'm not eating any chicken, cow, pork, pigs. I'm not eating any of that. Just eating wild caught salmon, and then my vegetables and my fruits, and drinking my water and minding my business. Like, that's what I am still doing. And I don't drink any sodas anymore. I still eat my cookies and my chips because that's who I am. But that's just to sum it all up. I just want to give out like a PSA that whatever works for you, make it work for you. I know being vegan, it has been very trendy these last couple of years, and you've seen a lot of videos of people talking about their vegan journey, and it's okay. Like, if that's what you want, that's your prerogative. If you feel like you would never do it, that's your prerogative as well. I also had those same thoughts back in the day. Like, once I tried vegetarian, I said I'm never going to go back to that lifestyle. But things change as you get older. There's a certain thing that you would do that you probably thought you would not do as when you were once younger. So I would say whatever lifestyle, whatever works for you, stick with it. Like, take notes of things and what's changing in your body. If you feel like being vegan would be healthy for you, do it. It has a lot of health benefits, also has a lot of side effects. If you feel like you have to have meat because your body needs to have extra protein, that is for you. I would say consult with a doctor, get with a nutritionist person to see exactly what you are allergic to and what you are not allergic to, because it could play, a lot of things could play into that, as far as you might be allergic to dairy, or you might be allergic to pork and you don't know. You might be just allergic to cheese. Like, you really don't know. So if you're really thinking about going vegan, I would say just do what works for you. If you decide not to, then that's okay. Like, nobody is going to, shame you for not being vegan, or shame you for wanting to eat meat again if you are vegan and decided to go back to eating meat. Nobody's gonna shame you, at least not me, because I don't judge, because I wouldn't want anybody to judge me. Know what it feels like if you listen to your body. That's all I want to say. Listen to your body and make the best decisions for you and not for anyone else. And that's point made, period. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. My name is Latrice Aliyah. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and turn on your post notifications so you won't miss when this girl, me right here, posts another video. I can't even talk. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace out.